welcome to this week's edition of Think Big. I am your host, Akia Garnett. I'm really excited about this week's topic. We're going to be talking about the Restroom Kit, and this is something that is really important for me because I do happen to be a germaphobe. And so for me, it's really disgusting to go into some bathrooms. Public bathrooms really give me the heebie-jeebies, and I always walk out of them feeling as if I've been violated. And so the fact that our guest for this week, Bill Massey, has created something called the Restroom Kit, which is so inclusive of everything that you would ever need, is perfect for me. We're going to spend some time talking about what it takes to launch a product like this because he has really done some successful things with it. And we're also going to talk about his company, which is Away LLC. Without further ado, let me introduce to some and reacquaint with others. Bill Massey, how are you?
I'm excellent and good to be here.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us about Away LLC.
Well, Away LLC is a product development company. We also do some consulting. So in essence, what we do is we take people who have great ideas, great products, and we start them at the beginning when it's just a thought, and we try to take that product all the way to market. For those people who are just serious about getting something done with a product or thought they just know is going to work.
Right, and so are you investing in products that you also believe are going to work, or?
Definitely. I'm one of them people who like intellectual property, something that's original, something that I just believe that's going to shoot to the top. So a lot of people who have original ideas, I love investing in those.
Awesome. What led you to start the organization?
Well, initially it was just one of those things. We had a product, had a couple of services, and we went through the process of trying to get those things taken care of. And you go to manufacturers, you talk to attorneys, you talk to so many different people trying to make those different levels, trying to go through those different levels. And initially when you start doing that, you don't have any concept of what you're going to be going through.
Right.
So at that point, we had started building on some things, and we just didn't get the results that we thought we were going to get for the money we spent. But once we got completed through one of those processes, we got connections. We built a network of people. And at that point, it became a little bit easier because we started knowing the people. We started going through the processes. And that what got us to developing the company. Once you have a network, once you've gone through the process, we want to cut some of the red tape for people who wanted to start their own business or start to get their own product to manufacturers or get it to market. So using the process that we have and going through the trial and error that we had went through, we just want to make it a little bit easier for those who want to start their own thing.
Wow, that's great. And so what specific problems do you help people solve?
It depends on where they are in their process. If they want a patent or if they want a trademark or they have a business or service that's similar to someone else's, we want to make sure that why is your business better than someone else's? What problem are you solving? Because everybody has a good idea. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a money maker.
I like that. Everybody has a good idea.
Everybody does. I think everybody's blessed with that.
Right.
The thing we want to do is we want to vet through that process. We want to see that what is going to make this a money maker for you. And then sometimes it's not necessarily a money maker. What is this going to be? What do you consider success with your thought or with your idea?
Right.
Whatever that is for you, then we want to see if we can help you get there.
And what about business? I'm assuming by now you have come to really enjoy some parts of business, and some things might give you a little heartburn or stress. What is that thing that you have found to be interesting and exciting?
The interesting part of this is getting someone who had just that idea, and then they just don't know how to get it started.
Right.
And when we start putting things in place for them, they go from A to B, B to C.
Let's talk about that process. What you actually do, how you take people through that product development or company development process.
Okay. So basically what we do is when you go to my website, timewayllc.com, we have a questionnaire. And they ask some basic questions about you personally, about your product. What problem are you trying to solve? Do you have a team in place? How active are you on social media? Do you have a long or short-term goal for your product? And those are just some of the questions that's on that questionnaire. And once we go through that questionnaire. I'll take about 15, 20 minutes to find out how serious are you about what's on that questionnaire.
Right. I'm assuming, you don't want to work with folks who aren't really serious.
Yeah.
Because you end up doing more work and having more, arm muscle in it than anybody else.
Yes, definitely. So we go through that process. And surprisingly enough, most people that I get involved with have more than one idea.
Right. Can't really prioritize, right? So they're like, oh, I like this and I like this too. And so, how do you help them hone in on that one thing?
And that's exactly because we have to talk about what is the need for that product?
Right.
What problem are you going to solve? How much money are we willing to spend on that product? Is your product similar to someone else's product?
Right.
And if it is similar, how can we modify it so you can own some intellectual property of your own?
Do you do that brand research phase to make sure that once they've come up with something, or you've come up with them, that they really, don't have that already trademarked out there somewhere or something?
Yeah, what we do is we use the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. They have a quick search that people can go through. So we try to educate as we go, because what happens is that I have 20 clients. I can't do all 20 clients' work. So it's incumbent on that person to say, look, I'm going to take some of my time to make sure that this process goes through, and at the same time I'm gonna make sure it goes through. I'm gonna educate myself at the same time. So things like the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, we have a lot of local divisions or companies around here, nonprofits around here that we use, like SCORE, and some of the other nonprofits around here.
You know, we had SCORE on recently.
Oh, I
we did. We had the chair, the marketing chair for Washington D.C. SCORE on here a couple weeks ago. Shout out to Lynn Johnson and Washington D.C. SCORE. How about that?
Yes. So we get involved with SCORE, all the small business entities in the area, in the DMV area. We just recently got our MBE.
Right, that's awesome. Oh, congratulations. Wow, certification for that? Wow, that's wonderful.
So, we continue to grow our own business while we grow others' business.
Right.
So I happen to be a veteran, so we went out and got a veteran-owned small business certification.
Thank you for your service.
Yes.
You had a lot of things going on that's really making your Time and Away LLC marketable. That's awesome.
Yeah. And that's what the whole idea is, building your network. You do things, you let people know what you're doing, you find out what they are doing, because the business side of just doing business is networking. Finding out who could use your product, finding out, oh, I got this new idea. Do you think you are able to use this in what you do? So the whole idea behind doing business is just networking with people and being a good person. Because people like doing business with good people. Right.
And this new certification that you have with MBE, are you going to use that to leverage any relationships to become a supplier for large corporations?
Definitely. Well, my ultimate is putting one of our products, the Restroom Kit itself, into people's hand in the government. Well, everything that's going on nowadays, we got the Puerto Rico situation, we got the Houston situation, we got the Florida situation. All these disasters are happening, all the natural disasters are happening. When you don't have water or you don't have particular things, something like the Restroom Kit, which we'll talk about a little bit later.
Yeah, sanitation is just key. It's just key. I mean, speaking of all of those disasters, people need the basics.
Yes.
And this is definitely something that, would meet that requirement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as you were saying, we want to leverage our certifications to do business with the government. With those type of certifications, they have set aside funds for companies such as mine. I'm a small business, minority-owned business, disadvantaged business. Right.
Are you are you operating in a hub zone too?
Not yet.
No.
I wish.
You couldn't get that one. It sounds like you checked off all the ones in them.
Every one of them. But the experience that we have, we take and we get out to our clients, because they have some of the same opportunities that we have.
Yeah. So I'm sure you're opening eyes for them. Some of them may not even be familiar with some of those certifications.
Definitely. So those are the type of things we want to do. We want to make sure that everything that we have and we get and we use to build our company, you have that awesome.
Right. So your company started out really as a product launch, and then it evolved
Yes,
into Time Away
definitely.
LLC.
Yes.
And so that's similar to the way other companies are formed. How did you go back in, and what did you determine the mission of Time Away LLC to be?
Okay. So basically, after I went through the torrential things I went through, you think about, well, what exactly is your mission? You know, so what Time Away mission ended up being is we want to bring practical products at a reasonable price to market. That means my customers' products, which we want to make practical, and we want to make it a reasonable price so they are able to get to that point.
Right.
So a lot of the red tape that we went through, we can cut some of that pricing structure out, or we can say, look, let us just consult you. We
Right.
can take you through the points, and then you don't have to spend as much money. Then I
Right.
tell you what, I have some attorneys that I've worked with that possibly that I know can help you out. Let me refer you to some of the attorneys that I have. Instead of you going on the web and you looking at for this attorney or that attorney, I have some manufacturing connections. Let me get you involved with some of the manufacturing connections that I have. You know, I've written a design patent along with my aunt. You know, maybe you don't want to go through the $4,000 or $5,000 patent situation. Maybe
Right.
you want to draw your own design patent. Maybe I can help you with that. We can research that so you can do your own patent.
Wow.
So those are the type of things that our mission incorporates. We want to make sure that, again, we make practical products at a reasonable price. Any product or service that you want to put on the market, we want to help you do it at a reasonable price.
Right, I love that. And then for those practical products, and your number one product being the Restroom Kit, this is your
Yes.
flagship product. Are there other products in your portfolio for Time Away LLC?
Definitely. Well, at this point in time, we just got a hamper. I call it a hamper. I don't want to get a name on right now.
Okay.
Very excited.
Oh, wow.
about
And another practical product. Oh, my gosh.
Yes, practical product. And the thing that we want to gear to is products that have multi-purpose.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of times we have a product that does one thing, but suppose it could do 2 or 3 things instead
Yeah.
of just doing one. So a lot of times the things that we want to do, we just want to expand on a product that's already out there, give it the capability possibly that you didn't think it had. You know, so at that point it becomes patentable.
Right.
At that point you own something.
Right.
You own a piece of intellectual property. From that point on, how do we get that intellectual property from your mind to the paper to the stores, or from your mind to the paper to a service that someone can use? So it's been, we've been having a marvelous time. I have an excellent team. My wife is involved.
Nice.
I have a advisory board. They are involved with us.
Right. How long have you had an advisory board?
Since 2012. 2012.
You found that very necessary to bring some folks on as advisors?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because let me say, we have I think 6 men. Well, we have 3 men, 3 women. I love our balance.
Yeah.
Because what ends up happening is that we don't think alike.
Right.
You know, so let me say this. 9 times out of 10, I'm doing an interview like today, my wife is with me. So we'll be up here and I'll be like, did she say this? Or did she think about that? Or whatever the case may be. But that's
you
the
tag
thing.
team and stuff. That's great.
Yeah, so we balance one another out. So today is a little bit strange for me to be doing an interview without her. So do I cover all the points?
Right.
And that's the same essence of having a team. Do you cover all the points? Are you seeing everything? So the advisory board has really come in handy, or man, we have so much we've done. We just came from California,
Right.
Doing a Celebrity Connect. Some of our advisory board members went with us to California. We on our way to Dawswell, Virginia this week. Advisory board members are with us, and then we have some.
Right, are you going to try to get this in King's Dominion?
Oh,
Is that where?
definitely.
Yeah, that's what's there, right?
Plenty of toilets, right?
Plenty of them.
Yes, and I know we're going to talk about the restroom kit, but this
let's
thing
jump right
is
into it.
Crazy.
Let's just jump right into it.
Okay.
Walk me through what I'm looking at.
Okay, so this is the restroom kit.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm going to pull this out. Do I pull that out first? Oh, that's toilet tissue.
Yes,
so I don't pull that out first. All right, I don't pull the toilet tissue out. Okay, let me just read. How about that? So, patented oversized toilet cover seat.
Yes.
Yes. Okay,
it's
let's.
Oversized. It is humongous.
I love the steps that you have in here. It's so easy for people.
It's oversized. And it has, on the back side of that, it has a little heavier tab, so you can lay it down. It's doubled up.
Okay.
In the front, you have what we call a protector for men, genital protector in the front.
Got it. Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, this is for those who like to sit.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Definitely. So I was looking at a video today about talking about those who sit and those who don't sit.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to get too graphic.
There's some psychology behind that, I know. You don't have to get so graphic on that. But this is great because those ones that you kind of snatch out in the bathroom, they tear, you know, or they just don't cover the right way. So this looks like it really covers all bases.
And sometimes it's just not there. And that's the whole essence of the restroom kit.
Right. Oh, yeah. Sometimes it's just empty, right? All right. So then I've pulled out my tissue. This is what I would use second. And then I've got a tush wipe and hand wipe.
Yeah.
Are there two of them in here?
Yep.
Two different. Okay. Oh, wow. So there are two different things. So the material, the actual equipment on it or whatever liquid on here is different than this one?
No, the material is different. One of them is a flushable material. This is pulp. It's straight paper.
Okay.
So you'll be able to flush this one right here.
I want to open it.
Yeah, and it's lightly scented. So you can, so give it a little sniff. Yeah, and this is bigger than those little teeny ones they sometimes give you after a meal. Wow. Yep, and then this is nice. The hand wipe is a big, it's about the same size, but with hand wipes, it's a little more tougher material. Right. So you throw that portion of it in the trash itself, so you can tug that and stretch it out, and everything. So and flushable and then trash, you know, or recyclable. I'm assuming that these are recyclable products. Yes. Wow, that's just great. And then you know you can keep this as a keepsake. Let me say this: I had a friend who went to the islands. She took this right here and she put her credit cards and all kinds of stuff in it. That's a good idea. Holder. Really, it's basically a wallet. Yeah. So I mean, and just the die cutting and things like that. I want to get into the actual product part of it shortly, but tell us about your actual process for starting up the restroom kit. How did it come about? Okay. You know, one is, you know, I was in the military. When we were in the military, they just give you this little brown little toilet paper. So that was the first instinct. We need more toilet paper. It's just a little roll. They don't have anything else. You just use it and you keep on going. That's training or anything. But really what happened with us is that my kids, when they were a lot younger, you know, as you know, we live in the Washington, D.C. area. We go down to the monuments, or we go down to museums and all that. And those are, they're high volume bathrooms. So people are in and out all the time. You go in the bathroom, sometimes some of the things you need aren't there. The toilet paper is missing, you know, or it's gross and you just don't want to use it. Or too soiled. Sometimes it's wet, you know. You know, a lot of times they don't even have the toilet seat covers. Right. You go in there, and sometimes they don't have soap in the dispensers. Right. So our idea was, when kids are young, we're going to go out. You know, they're going to use the bathroom. And especially before eating, you want to make sure they take care of everything. You're going to use the bathroom. You want to make sure that they wash their hands clean and everything. So that's how the restroom kit evolved. We just made sure, we know we're going to a high volume places. They're going to have high turnover in bathrooms. Right. So we wanted to make sure that they had everything they needed. And the second part of that is, and which is the situation with us, we have to educate people, because in most bathrooms, when you flush the toilet, they don't have covers. Right. So the germs and bacteria fly 20 feet in the air. And if you got 6 or 7 stalls in the bathroom, you're contaminating everything in the bathroom, especially the toilet paper, because the toilet paper absorbs all the germs and bacteria. And we don't think about it. We be in the bathroom, we holding that paper, and then we rub our face. And I don't want to get too much more graphic, but you get the idea that, you know it's nasty, you know it's like, you know, bacteria ridden. And a lot of times what we do is we think that our kids get colds from other people.
Right.
But sometimes our kids are in the bathroom, they picking up things that they supposed to pick up,
Right.
but it's filled with germs and bacteria.
Right.
And then
If I could wear gloves in the bathroom, I would. I really would. Maybe that's something for your list.
Look, take the restroom kit. You ain't gotta use nothing in the bathroom.
Great.
That's exactly why we made it.
Awesome. So you've had several commercials since you've created your product, and I want to take a look at one of your commercials right now. Watch this.
The Adventures of PRK Man.
Tracy and Sharon shopped at the mall with friends on a beautiful Saturday afternoon.
I have to use the bathroom. Can't you hold it until you get home? Public restrooms are nasty. I know, but I can't wait.
Sharon dashed to the bathroom to find a dirty seat, no toilet tissue, no soap, and no other options. Frustrated, she screamed,
There's no toilet paper. This sounds like a job for TRK Man. Protect your bottom.
PRK Man arrived just in the nick of time. He supplied Tracy and Sharon with the Restroom Kit. The Restroom Kit contained a patented oversized toilet seat cover, 3 feet of toilet tissue, and lightly scented hand and tush wipes. Sharon's frustration went away. She found comfort as she relieved herself, and she strolled from the restroom feeling great.
Thank you, TRK Man.
You too can overcome the hassle of poorly equipped restrooms while traveling, camping, or anywhere there are public facilities. Go to therestroomkit.com or call 800-581-4181 to purchase now.
Protect your bottom.
The Restroom Kit is a small business founded by an American veteran. For wholesale opportunities, email info@therestroomkit.com.
The Black Student Fund has been around for more than 50 years, and it served as an important resource for many, many families in the area who may not have always felt welcomed to independent schools. For school heads and administrators like me, it's a bit of a party and celebration coming to this, not only seeing other school personnel, but to meet so many families, some of whom have traveled from a distance, and I think they know that this is the one fair where they're going to see all the schools in the area.
Independent schools are such a wonderful resource for all the families, but particularly for families of color who may not have necessarily access that we need them to have. So this is a place where you can literally see every kind of education possible in the independent school world. So we have to give everyone an equal playing field. Black Student Fund allows us to do that.
We provide more insight into the admissions process, which has become more complicated than 50 years ago, so that families understand what they're going to have to do to actually apply to schools, complete the testing that's required for admission to the schools, and to position themselves through the financial aid process.
What I'm trying to get out of it is just basically making sure that I can give him better than what I had when I was growing up, and giving him a better start and the best education that I can give them all.
Luke is a special kid. He's pretty advanced, so we were looking for something that's affordable that we could get him in.
Today is a day when people learn that there is hundreds of millions of dollars of financial aid that's given out by these schools. Today is a day of people making connections about their dream for their kids.
I would say that the Washington, D.C. area may have some of the most diverse independent schools in the country, and I think there's a direct link with the Black Student Fund. I think it's been transformative for many individuals, but also for the schools.
You're watching Think Big. Thank you so much for staying with us. Hey, Bill, that was an amazing commercial.
Thank you. I like it myself. I mean, it's one of those things that just make me laugh.
It's so fun. Yeah. I'm glad that you were able to inject some comedy into that.
Basically, and that was one of a pointer that I got from the CEO of GoDaddy.
Right.
It was like,
yeah.
It was like, Bill, let's make it fun. Now I'm definitely into doing that. He was a good friend of the guy who did the Dollar Shave Club, Mike. He said those commercials are funny.
Right.
You know, inject some of that. So
right.
we, you know, taking heed.
Yeah.
You know, we gain mentors along the way. So
yeah, GoDaddy definitely has a humorous brand.
Yes.
I mean, they certainly aren't afraid to inject some of that. So that's awesome that you were able to get that one-on-one direct advice from him. That's awesome. That's great. That can help you. That saved you a lot of time and money, you know, in trying to figure out how to, you know, how to brand yourself and your company as a commercial. That's not easy.
Yeah, and again, just as we continue to travel, we continue to grow.
Right.
We take advice from, you know, we've been blessed enough to take some advice from some really good people along the way. Yeah.
Well, tell us, what was the most rewarding part of the whole process for you and of being a CEO for Away LLC?
Wow. I guess the most rewarding portion of this is seeing how you affect families. The mother who's at home or the father who's at home, they looking for some way to make some generational wealth.
Right.
And they come up with this idea, and all of a sudden, you have an opportunity to make a change in someone's life. I've been blessed with an idea, and they coming to you, and they say, look, I believe in this. Can you help me make this thing come true? That's one of the most rewarding things ever. Just making a change in someone's life, making a change in that mother's life, making a change in that father's life, making a change in a teenager's life that says, man, I got the next cool application. I think that this is going to go somewhere. 2 or 3 years later, we worked on it. It's developed.
Right.
And we got the application that person dreamed of. That's generational wealth. You know, so those are the type of things that we continue to look forward to doing. It's just changing people's lives. Everybody has an idea. I think that we want to make that change in life. I think most CEOs don't make it unless they change other people's lives.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're going to be a millionaire, you're going to become a billionaire. That means a lot of people have made money behind you. You'll help so many other people, and that's the essence of our business: helping people, helping families, changing people's lives.
Right, wow, and that's so important. You said if you want to help people, or if you want to become a millionaire or a billionaire, then that means other people have been able to profit or monetize something as a result of what you've done.
Yeah. It's simple. I mean, your blessings becoming blessings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your cup runneth over. Your cup is runneth over. That means it's helping other people. You know, helping other people's families. And
you
now,
have any particular stories that you can share?
Well, no, because
we can come back. No problem. We can come back to it.
Personal.
It's okay. We can come back.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna use my own product for an example. I was in real estate, and I was with this company. It was called Journey to Success, and you know what happened in the real estate market in 2008? Everything went boom. So we were looking for a new product, and this was something that it was just for the family initially. I'm going to tell you how it just changed my life personally, because 2 years or 3 years or 4 years ago, you couldn't get me up here to do this interview. You know what I'm saying? But things like this have a way to make it grow. And it wasn't for my stepsister who we had another, you know, in the development of this. This is probably one of the later phases of this product.
Okay.
But my stepsister was on a trip with my mother, and after real estate had went down, we was looking for something to do. Had no idea that this product was going to be the product that we want to make our flagship product. But what made the difference was she found it in herself to be on a bus trip with my mother and asked a gentleman to buy a restroom kit.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't thinking about it being a product that anybody else would buy.
Right.
But then she continued on her own.
Wow.
So look, Shadon, I love you.
Yeah. So she was showing you the way. She was like, hey, there's some money in this, and I'm going to show you how. That's great.
And it changed our life.
She saw the vision.
Yeah, she saw it long before I did. So here we are. We've done, Steve Harvey Thunderdome.
Right.
We've done ABC. Our product been on Fox TV.
Yeah.
U.S. veterans.
Yeah.
Television.
And you've been there doing those interviews, and you said 4 years ago it wouldn't happen.
It wouldn't. So again, besides the company growth, you know, you have to grow, I have to grow. And that's the essence of helping families, you know, as you help them, they will grow. Because in the beginning, when you're starting a product up, nobody's going to speak to you or speak for your product the way you are. Nobody's going to believe in it like you believe in it. So, you know, I can help you along the process, but at the end of the day, you know, it's going to be your son, it's going to be your daughter, it's going to be your family that's going to help you push this along the way. It's the same way with my family right now. Now my extended family with our board members is a big family situation for us. So I would tell anybody that starting a business or have a product, and get your family involved.
Yeah.
Get your family involved.
That's great.
It's going to help you out a lot.
Yeah, something you said earlier, that generational wealth, and this is definitely one way to start that off.
Exactly.
Wow. So, I mean, business isn't easy. No. You know, there are some exciting things that come about, and those wonderful, you know, heart-touching moments and being able to grow and come out of your comfort zone and all of those great things. But there are some challenges too along the process of developing the product. What kinds of road, you know, bumps did you you know, interface?
Well, again, the thing that got me to start the company was not being able to get to the people who could make a difference in my business. It's so many people out here. It's so many consultants. There are so many manufacturers. There's so many attorneys that say they can do the job for you, but it comes at an excessive price. And then sometimes you can pay the money and you still don't end up with the results that you want. That was one of the first things you do. You got to learn to vet your people. You have to vet them. You have to make sure that they can do what they say they can do. Lesson learned. You spend $10,000 here, $18,000 there, and you don't end up with the result that you want. Another lesson I learned is work with people close to you. You know, I mean, in our area. Like when I first started doing business, I don't have anything. I would just say stay in the general area. If you can do a quick 2-hour trip, if you can. Now, if you can't, you have to go to the West Coast, or you have to go.
And you're talking about your service territory or your distribution, like where you want to start out. Absolutely.
Yeah, starting your
local
backyard.
Is good. Yeah,
starting your backyard, and expand your network. Definitely expand your network because those are things that's going to get you. What happens a lot of times, people feel they know you.
Yeah.
You know, and if they feel they know you, they gonna know you from 15 years back. They don't realize how much you probably have grown, or how much a particular thing has changed your life. You know, this product is going to change my life. It's going to change my family's life. It's time for me to be all in and think about, you know, expanding this thing. So it's been some rough roads. It's always going to be some rough roads, but that's your testimony. You know, I'm here today because I have a testimony. You're going to be tested, you know, and that's just the name of the game on every level. I mean,
so the higher you go, the harder you go. Different types of challenges, but I get that. And you mentioned earlier the Thunderdome that you were on, which is a really, really great thing when you're in business, and especially the way you're doing it. You've constantly got to be reaching out to organizations or folks that have some kind of visibility capability in order for you to be able to talk about, you know, your product. It's not easy, but you are doing it. It's amazing. Tell us how that whole Thunderdome thing came about.
My wife and I, we auditioned for Shark Tank in about 2013, and it was a great presentation. The audition went well and everything. We just happened not to make the cut.
And you were doing the one for local for this area?
Yeah, what happened, they had a Kingonomics here in the area 2013. And part of the Kingonomics was the Shark Tank audition. So we did the audition. We didn't make the show, but they took a portion of our audition, and they have a segment when they show particular things that's going on. And our audition, a portion of our audition made the actual show. From there, we've been to Shark Tank audition after Shark Tank audition after Shark Tank audition. We never made the cut. But what happens is, and this is just another one of those things, just do your best while you there because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who else is going to see you. So from those auditions, when the new show came out, Steve Harvey's show came out, they reached out to us. We didn't necessarily, you know, they saw us, I believe, already.
So you had
they
an impression out there or two, and they saw that and said, let's go after. That's awesome.
Yep, and there we were on Steve Harvey Thunderdome.
Yeah. So what was the outcome of that experience? For those who haven't seen it.
It was wonderful. At the end of the day, we won. We won $10,000.
I know,
and that was great. That was great. I give all the credit in the world to my wife. She was excellent on that show. She's a New Yorker. Yeah. You know, that brash confidence. Yeah, she's a hustler. She's a hustler. Yeah. And that was excellent. You know, she has a lot of personality when it comes to doing things such as what we're doing right now. I love like television and being in front of the camera. So it came through on that show. Right.
So then from beginning to end, and you said that, you know, this is a later phase of the product.
Yes.
What did it look like in the beginning? How did you get to this? How did you get to this amazing, design?
So my wife said it looked like a suitcase.
Yeah.
So it was giant. The first restroom kit was made of vinyl.
Okay.
It was vinyl. So after you put it on the toilet, you wiped it off. And then you reused it. Okay. Which probably at that point in time was better for the environment. And I think that one of the things we'll do in the future is bring out a more vinyl prototype. We'll see how it works. Right. But it was vinyl. It was huge. It was cushiony. And it was made for my kids.
Wow.
So we had, you know, toilet paper in it, tons of toilet paper in it. So it was just used for my wife. Put it in a little diaper bag and all that kind of stuff. And then we moved on to what we have now. So Sonia and I, she used to tease me. I see you in there cutting out those little toilet things. She just was killing me, and I would say, "Girl, this thing is gonna be big." And back in the day, I used to tell her, "Look, I had this idea, and she would say, "Yeah, you used to talk about that thing, but I never seen a toilet seat cover."
I mean, it's so cute. It really, really is. When it comes to producing these, how are you able to keep your costs conservative so that, you know, it makes sense when it finally hits the shelf that you really can say it's on the shelves or it's available for purchase and I'm making a profit?
Yeah. Well, you know, and that's one of those things you have a lot of study about. There's two ways you're going to take a product to market. You're going to make it on a high end, so people buy a few and you're going to make your money on it, or you're going to go out there and you're going to put it out there to make it affordable for everyone. So we decided to do it like in between. The restroom kit is really very, very affordable. And our decision was to make sure that everyone had it in their hands. We just want to make sure that, you know, it was a product that cost very little, that anybody who was concerned about the filth that's in bathrooms, it was available for them.
Well, how do people tend to buy these? Do they buy them, you know, sort of one-off, or do they buy packages?
No, well, we sell them online, and we start at three in a 3-pack, and then we go all the way up to a case. Our most popular is people buy 30 at a time. Right. So
and that lasts them typically how long?
On average, it'll last them a couple of months or so, possibly. It depends on the person
and how they travel and things like that.
How they travel, how they feel about using public facilities and things of that nature.
Right.
So.
Wow. So, you know, being able to produce this, though, how were you able to work with design companies? How did you actually get to a prototype, and what was that process like?
Okay. Again, that's one of those things I was talking about as far as finding the right people.
Right.
Because I have been to 3 or 4 different companies as far as the manufacturing phase of this.
And I'm spending time on this particular set of questions because it's that idea, like you said, everybody has a really, really good idea, but getting to this that's not easy.
It's not easy at all, because what happens is that initially it didn't look anything like this. And what happens is that sometimes you pay for concepts. We had to pay for 3 or 4 different concepts. You go to a company, a manufacturing company, and you pay for concepts, and you choose a concept.
Right.
That's when that board comes in. That's when you go out here and you talk to your people about what do you like about this concept.
Right. So
What
pulling together focus groups and things like that.
Exactly. So and again, I have some founders who were in close proximity. They help choose what we have.
Awesome. Stay right here. I want you to think about becoming a sponsor or advertiser for Think Big. Check out what someone else had to say about her experience.
Hi everyone, Molly Pompadip here with the SOAR Community Network. I'm so excited to share with you a testimonial for Akia Garnett's Think Big program. I was interviewed by Akia just several weeks ago, and we talked about the power of authentic messaging, emotional marketing, and how to really get your authentic, true message out into the market, to your market, your intended audience. And what resulted from that interview just the day following was a call from an audience member who just randomly stumbled upon the program, watched the entire thing, and decided the very next day to contact me and the SEN community to talk about how we might be able to help his brand and his business authentically message to his intended audience. So we ended up with a new client, helping our client with vision and mission mapping, helping them soar, and really deciding where he wants to take his business and brand from here. So we're so excited to share that that was possible because we were a part of and were featured on Akia Garnett's Think Big program. So you should check it out, definitely connect with her. She has done some incredible things, featured some really amazing thought leaders, and just a wealth of knowledge and a really good friend. So thank you for all you do, Akia, and I love your program. Keep going. Hi everyone.
Welcome back to Think Big. I'm still here with Bill Massey. He is the founder for the Restroom Kit and also CEO for Away LLC. And we've been talking about all things business, all things product launching, from liabilities to profits. And those things are great, but we want to switch gears just a little bit because earlier you said that it's so important to expand your network, to continue networking and to stay visible. In order to do that, you've got to know what to say.
Yes.
So, and some people do find that uncomfortable.
Yeah.
How do you start the process off, or do you have that 30-second elevator pitch?
I think that everybody should have that pitch. So I always want to put people in a situation. So when I talk to people, I always ask them, have you ever been to a restroom and some of the things you needed weren't there? So you was missing some toilet paper or some soap or some or seat cover, and they probably say yes, no. I say, and most of the time, 100% of the times they've been in that situation. And I said, let me introduce to you the Restroom Kit. The Restroom Kit has everything you need when you go into a restroom. It comes with a patented oversized toilet seat cover, 3 feet of 3-ply toilet paper, hand wipe, and tush wipe. Now, if I got their attention, I'll go a little bit further.
Sure.
And I'll say, look, this is great for your kids because you know it's self-contained, so you don't have to worry about the germs and bacteria on this kit. So you don't have any worries at all. So this is a patented product that you can be a part of.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And I'm assuming that really does, in most cases, lead to a conversation.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, it does. I don't have any. Now, let me say this. There's always a situation when someone to say, I don't care what's in that bathroom.
Right.
And I've heard some situations.
Sure.
But I'm going to say 95% of the time,
Yeah.
someone's been in that situation.
That's awesome. And so for you and your advisory board
Yes.
and other stakeholders that you have, I'm pretty sure that they challenge you
Yes.
to think about tomorrow. What's next? How are you working on a growth or expansion plan?
The great thing about what we do is that we help people. So we would never run out of products. As long as people thinking about and having good ideas,
Right.
we can expand. But we want to do do some other things. I think that we want to run our own distribution center, without a doubt, because the more you own of your own company, the more valuable it is.
Right.
The distribution center expanding with more products,
Okay.
and building our network.
Right.
The more people and the more different industries that we can cross over, the more expansion we can do to Time Away.
Wow. So what, as we come to a close on this interview, Bill, what advice would you give to new investors or to new entrepreneurs?
Wow. First and foremost, before a person believes in your product, they believe in you. So you have to be confident in your product and your service, whatever it is. Second thing is, I will always tell someone, don't give up. Do not give up. I use this as, if you know it's good, if you got 7 to 8 people in your circle, because they're going to be the ones that judge you the hardest, and then from there, you're going to be going to investors. But if you got some approval, go for it. Stay patient, but be persistent.
Right. People can find you online at timeawayllc.com.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes.
Is there anything else that you would like to leave behind for our guests?
Wow. I would definitely say, if you have any ideas about building a business or a product and you want someone to talk to about that, talk to us at Time Away LLC. We have founders who've done so many different things. We've done real estate. We've done project management. So if you have a skill that you think that you want to, let's build a business on, talk to us. We'll definitely vet it for you.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Bill, thank you for being with us. Again, his website is timeawayllc.com. I sure hope you heard something this evening that you can use. If you have, make sure you reach out to Bill. Again, his URL is timeawayllc.com. And reach out to me if you're interested in sponsoring or advertising. You can tweet at me, you can inbox me on Facebook or LinkedIn, or you can just send a regular old email to akiagarnett@gmail.com. Have a great week. See you next time.